A few months ago I stumbled upon this picture, and something about it spoke to me. So naturally, I decided to boot up the old block game and build something inspired by it. In this series, I'm recreating feudal Japan in Minecraft, to the best of my ability, and there was a huge empty space between the samurai castle and everything else that was just begging for a bridge, and who am I to deny an empty space of its potential bridge? Before we get started, I do use the extended block shapes mod to get all these cool extended shapes for most of the blocks in the game, and I've also made quite a few 3D models and textures myself. I believe this is all of them. I've also borrowed a few textures from other packs. I decided for this video I'd showcase more of a raw version of my building process, which is a lot more sporadic and unorganized than I've been trying to portray in my videos thus far. The time lapses are not at all following the PEMDAS of building, but they are in chronological order. Anyway, I figured before I built the bridge, I'd need to build the surrounding gorge that it would be spanning. This pretty much consists of refining and texturing the terrain, adding lots of foliage and details, then creating a ridiculous amount of unique custom trees, and more trees, and even more trees. But before I reveal too much of the build, let's start from the top.
See the ocean, how it sways in the sun. Keeping our stories in its motion. Lies the truth about us.
Vine bridges used to be quite frequent across the Iya Valley. The valley was home to many discarded/defeated samurai and political refugees who didn't want to be bothered by the noble clans of the area, so they built vine bridges, because a bridge made of vines could easily be destroyed, preventing an attacking or pursuing force from getting across the deep rocky gorges. Legends say that one true slice from a blade could sever one end of the bridge, causing it to collapse into the rushing waters below. Nowadays, there's very few left, and the one that inspired me is actually grown around metal wiring, which makes sense for safety reasons, but it's a little disappointing. The photo that inspired me for this build was perfect. It captured a moment in early fall when the vibrant yellows and golds of autumn first debut their luster. This works for my world, as on one side of this gorge is the Golden Temple, surrounded by a forest of yellow ginkgo trees, while the other side houses the samurai castle, which peeks over dense green foliage. This gorge would act as a way to blend the seasons between the builds. And I promise I do build a bridge in this video. I know it's been pretty tree dominant so far, and it will continue to be, but I'll split it up for you with some detailing. I still have quite a few trees to build. I was going to add more narration into the final few segments, but I think the music speaks for itself. Either way, it felt weird to end it without saying thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for future builds, let me know in the comments. This build was smaller, but it was important. I was able to finish this portion of the island and connect all of my builds with one main path, which means I can start moving on to more expansive builds now. Again, thanks for watching, and here's the cinematic showcase of Episode 5, Divine Bridge.